The mini square is a great resource for checking your tools on the fly. A deep red anodized finish highlights any gaps you need to eliminate. Its small stature makes the mini square the obvious choice for getting into tough-to-reach places. The mini square is also the go-to for checking chisels and plane irons for square. The relieved inside corner makes certain that your tools will not be marred or nicked. The mini square also lends an easy hand to marking out joinery. Simply index your pencil or knife in your established line, gently slide the square up to it, and extend your line around the corner. When you're done for the day, take your mini square out of your pocket and place it in your included engraved wall-mountable case. Get into the nooks and crannies with unmatched reliability and accuracy with the Woodpecker's Mini Square.
Iron Grip uses and welcome to another edition of Woodpecker's Deep Dive. Today, we're going to take a closer look at the Polini Pocket Rules. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to hit the subscription button and the notification bell. That way you'll know about every one of our new videos. Okay, let's take a look. The first thing that we want to talk about with the Polini rules is that without all of their extra features, they're great rules in themselves. Both the aluminum and the steel, you have beautiful laser engravings, accurate to 0.004 of an inch over the whole length of the blade, high contrast, you've got the white on the red, or you have very deep black on the satin chrome blade. So one of our customers' favorite features of the Polini is this stop mechanism. Now, a trick that has been around as long as the combination square is to use the square to make repetitive marking. A couple of problems with this though. One, it's big. And the other is there's nothing to control the pencil, so it's really easy to fall off one edge or the other. With the Polini, there's a notch milled right into the end of the blade. Now the very compact stop fits up against the end of the board. The notch controls the tip of my pencil, and I have excellent control for my parallel line. So let's see what else the stop can do for us besides set up your marking gauge. We're going to take the stop off, slip it through the cutout in the middle of the blade. Now that becomes a stand that keeps the rule perfectly vertical while we set up the height of our router bit. Now this is one of those times when I really like the red anodized aluminum rule. The white on red is really nice when I'm trying to set a critical measurement on a router bit. So once you decide that you want a Polini pocket rule, you still have a lot of decisions to make. First off, there's two different finishes. We have the aluminum, red anodized with the white markings, and we have the stainless steel with the black markings. When should you choose one over the other? Well, for layout work, I like the steel ones. They're thinner, and so the blade is closer to the work, and that reduces parallax. The red ones I really like for machine setup. They're ideal for setting up table saws, and as you just saw, the router table. Now, once you decide which finish you like better, you have your choice of sizes. There's 6, 8, and 12 inch in both finishes. And then the last thing you have to decide is what kind of graduations you want. We have the full inch with 16ths on one side and 32nds on the other. Then we have the combination with inches on one side and metric on the other, and the full metric with millimeters on both sides. So all three graduations are available in all three sizes and in both materials. So that's 18 different rulers for you to choose from. Or you can get them as a set that includes our Polini Pocket Rule racket, so you can keep your rules in plain sight and always ready to go to work. Finishing gets complicated when your workpiece is smaller than your sander. Instead of taking the sander to the work, take the work to the sander with Woodpecker's Sand Stand Tilting Sander Base. Sand stand holds just about any palm sander with a round body. New, old, plain, or fancy, as long as the body has a round or even roundish section that's between 2 inches and 3 5/8 inches in diameter, sand stand will fit. Once your sander is mounted in sand stand, you can adjust the angle of the sander anywhere that's comfortable for you. Horizontal works great for flat surfaces. You can soften edges with it locked in at 45, or clean up contoured edges with it vertical. Sand stand can be clamped to your workbench or bolted down to a base. And if you're tight on space, you can even bolt it to the wall. You can make a simple table to mount in front of your sand stand. Align it square to the sander, then sand your edges while keeping them square to the face of your material.
Track saws and guide rail systems have revolutionized the way we cut sheet goods or lumber, either on the job site or in the home. Our adjustable track square is super easy to set up. You just slide the guide rail on, and then you latch securely. After securing your guide rail, you can easily make 90-degree cuts, but just as easily make angle cuts from 0 to 60 degrees by a simple adjustment of the knob. The 4.5-pound adjustable track square will securely hold your guide rail in place for easy cutting. But if you're not sure and you want to use the traditional guide rail clamps, it works perfect with our system. Now let's go to the shop and see this tool in action. No matter if you have the Festool, Makita, or Triton guide rail system, our new adjustable track square will guarantee accurate, repeatable cuts.
Miter joints lack the long grain to long grain contact needed for strength, but add splines across the joint and you have a joint that's strong and attractive too. Woodpecker's spline jig works with either your table saw or router table to cut spline grooves across miter joints. Once the groove is cut, you can insert a spline that almost disappears or use contrasting woods to make it stand out. And there's no law that says splines have to be straight. Tilt your saw blade to create angled splines that add interest to your boxes. Woodpecker's spline jig works just as well with your router table. Use straight bits to make wider spline grooves. Or use a dovetail bit to cut a wedge-shaped groove and lock the corner with a keystone spline. The 4 stops included with the spline jig help you position your material uniformly on each corner. The spline jig works with projects as narrow as a picture frame and up to 3 feet wide. Get the strength of biscuits or dowels and add an attractive design element at the same time with Woodpecker's spline jig. Order yours today. Woodpecker's Slab Flattening Mill Pro delivers flat surfaces on oversized workpieces. But the bigger your slab, the more stretching you have to do. Until now. Now, you can send your slab flattening mill carriage all the way across and back without ever leaning out over the slab. In fact, you don't even have to touch the router except to turn the switch on. And all the while, you have precise fingertip control of your router. Introducing the Easy Drive system for Woodpecker's slab flattening mills. Easy Drive uses cogged belts running along each base rail to positively feed the cross rails along the work area. A similar arrangement synchronizes a pair of belts which drive the router carriage across the slab. Now you're feeding your router across and along the slab by simply turning 2 crank handles. You can get the Easy Drive system bundled with a Slab Flattening Mill Pro in either basic or extended versions. Or, if you already have any Woodpecker's slab flattening mill of any size or any age, you can get the upgrade kit and add the convenience of Easy Drive to your existing mill. Mill your slabs faster, more consistently, and with less wear and tear on your body with Easy Drive. Order yours today. Woodpecker's built its reputation on squares, and we make a bunch of them. One thing you'll find on almost every one is a beam that is thicker than the blade. But sometimes that thick beam gets in the way. Sometimes you want a square that will sit dead flat. We've got you covered for those times too, with Woodpecker's Precision Triangle. Milled from the same material and made to the same exacting tolerances as our precision woodworking squares, these triangles shine when you need to work inside a box or flat on a table. They're available in 2 sizes, 4-inch and 6-inch. Either one is a great addition to your shop, but if you buy them as a set, you get more than just 2 tools. The knurled brass knobs that join them together become a convenient grip, and the combined set has a heft and feel that you'll love. In addition to setting and checking square, you have 2 perfect 45-degree angles too, perfect for setting up your miter saw. The perpendicular edges are laser engraved with 16th-inch graduations, both registering from the corner. You can measure in 2 directions from the same 0 point, or create a setback from 2 edges. When you buy the set, you also get a wall-mountable MDF case to keep your precision triangles always right in plain sight and ready to go to work. Woodpecker's Precision Triangles step up when you need to keep things flat. Order yours today. It's a big step for woodworkers when they stop making everything square and start incorporating angles into their projects. One huge part of that challenge is setting the angles correctly on your machinery. But that part of the challenge gets easier when you add Woodpecker's drill press protractor to your toolbox. Table, your table saw miter gauge, and even a bevel gauge for laying out dovetails and other hand-cut joinery. We mill the protractor from stainless steel. and the pivot arm from aircraft-grade aluminum. The arm is then anodized for surface protection. All hardware is also stainless, so you'll enjoy this tool for decades of precision angle work.